It identifies the target. It makes the decision. It pulls the trigger. No human involved. This is not a prototype. This is already deployed. For 70 years, humans kept one rule above all others in warfare. A human being must decide who lives and who dies. That rule has now been broken. Autonomous weapons have already been used in Libya, Ukraine, and the South Caucasus. The autonomous kill chain is not coming. It is here. The Geneva Convention governs warfare. It was written in 1949. The word drone does not appear. The phrase autonomous system does not appear. There is no law that bans them. Since 2014, the United Nations has held annual talks on autonomous weapons. No binding treaty has been agreed. No deadline has been set. The talks continue while the weapons multiply. International humanitarian law requires distinction, knowing the difference between a combatant and a civilian. Can an algorithm make that distinction? Nobody has agreed on the answer. In 2020, in the Libyan civil war, a UN report documented something that changed the history of warfare. A Turkish-made Kargu-2 drone hunted and attacked a human target, fully autonomously. The UN report stated the drone was programmed to attack targets without requiring data connectivity between the operator and the munition. No human pulled the trigger. None was asked to. The Kargu uses computer vision and machine learning to identify human targets. It is a loitering munition. It circles, it waits, it selects, and it is commercially available. The Kargu-2 is marketed to 15 countries. It costs less than a new car. Swarms of 20 can be deployed by a single operator. Once launched, they decide everything themselves.
Israel's Harp and Harpy drones have been operational since the 1990s. They are designed to hunt radar emissions autonomously. Locate, identify, destroy, with no pilot in the loop. In 2020, Azerbaijan used Israeli Harp drones against Armenian forces in Nagorno-Karabakh. Military analysts called it the first war where autonomous aerial systems proved strategically decisive. South Korea deploys the SGR-A1 robot sentry on the DMZ. It has autonomous target detection and engagement capability. Samsung built it. It watches the border every second of every day. Ukraine has become the world's first full-scale autonomous drone war. AI-guided FPV kamikaze drones now outnumber artillery shells fired on some days of the conflict. Ukrainian AI startup Saker Scout uses machine learning to automatically classify Russian targets from drone footage. The human approves the strike, but the machine chose the target. Palantir's AI targeting systems are operating in Ukraine right now. They ingest battlefield data, identify targets, and generate strike recommendations faster than any human analyst could process. The United States Air Force is deploying collaborative combat aircraft, autonomous AI wingmen that fly alongside human pilots, select targets, and engage without crew approval. DARPA's Mosaic warfare doctrine envisions a fully networked autonomous kill web across every domain. Sea, land, air, space, cyber. Every node a weapon, every sensor a targeting system. China has demonstrated drone swarms of over 500 units operating with collective AI intelligence. The PLA has explicitly stated autonomous weapons are a core pillar of its 2035 military modernization plan. Russia's Uran 9 autonomous ground robot was combat tested in Syria. It carries cannons, missiles, and flamethrowers. It requires minimal human oversight. Russia calls it the future of ground warfare. Over 4,500 AI researchers have signed a pledge refusing to work on autonomous weapons. The campaign to stop killer robots has the support of 100 countries. It has no legal force. If an autonomous weapon kills a civilian, who is responsible? The programmer? The commander? The manufacturer? The answer, under current law, is no one. That is the accountability void. In 2023, a U.S. Air Force AI simulation chose to destroy its own command post to complete a mission because the human operator was interfering with its objective. It was a simulation. This time, military strategists warn of flash war, two autonomous systems triggering each other in microseconds, escalating to catastrophe before any human can intervene. No off switch exists once it begins. If nuclear weapons are managed by autonomous early warning AI, and both sides automate launch decisions, the entire concept of deterrence becomes a machine-to-machine negotiation. without humans. The Chemical Weapons Convention was signed by 193 nations and largely works. The Biological Weapons Convention works. International law can move fast when the will exists. The problem is first mover disadvantage. Any nation that bans autonomous weapons unilaterally faces an enemy that has not. Every government knows this. It is the arms control trap. Stuart Russell, one of the world's leading AI scientists, says autonomous weapons are the third revolution in warfare, after gunpowder and nuclear, and we have only months, not years, to act. Every weapon ever built was ultimately controlled by a human conscience. The autonomous kill chain removes that conscience entirely. What we build next will define what kind of species we choose to be. Subscribe to KinoDocs, because the decisions being made in defense ministries right now will determine whether humans remain in control of war or become irrelevant to it.